Hello, everybody. Welcome back to episode 3 of season 2 of the Flyer Live podcast, where we being me, Josh, and you being Mitch, or I can be Jish if you want. People call me Jish sometimes. You're always Mitch, though. You don't have a fun nickname, or do you?
Mitch.
All right. Well, whatever. Us two are going to talk about amateur golf on this lovely podcast we've created here. We don't talk about the pros much unless it's going to help us in our conversation about amateur golf because we're not pros. We're not as good as pros. They play a much different game than us. So we have no reason to talk about them, really.
Mhm.
Um, so yeah, we talk about our games. We'll talk about your games. We have interviews sometimes with coaches, other players. We'll talk hints, tips, tricks, share some of the knowledge we have learned over our golfing careers as what Mitch, both of us would maybe describe as a good golfer. Both of us, good golfer, you would say.
Is it? Is it a good
I don't know.
golfer?
Maybe we'll talk about that. What do you think about
Well, let's
that?
find out. Yeah, yeah.
Uh, yeah, but we've
People have opinions.
yeah, we've anyways, we've gathered a solid amount of information to get to the levels we've gotten to. So, we'll share some of that. We are live right now on X and YouTube. If you're live with us, we have a chat window up. Feel free to chat along. We will see it and chat along with you if you want. If you got topics you want to talk about, if you want to respond to how stupid some of the ideas that we have are, it's all free game unless you're just a massive asshole, then we'll block you. But we've only had to do that one time. So what else do I got? Yes, we're live X and YouTube. If you're a replay kind of person, replays with video also X and YouTube. The replays audio only are on your major podcast stations. So whatever that might be, it's probably there. Uh, that's all I got, Mitch.
That's all you got?
Yeah.
Perfect.
What do you got?
Well,
Have you been playing
I,
golf
I have I played golf? No. I,
indoors?
I did play my sim
Indoors?
league, the 9-hole sim league that we have, on Monday. And I gotta say, I am not very good at sim golf. I am bad at sim golf. Real bad. There's a
What about it aren't you good at? Because you're very good at hitting the golf ball outdoors. Your driver, for the most part, is good. You're a very good ball striker. Your short game is fairly good, and your putting is fairly good.
So one short game and putting, I have no like all of my senses come from visualization. Like I can see it and I can understand the depth of where my ball is and where I need to put it. On sim golf, I don't have that. So
Of
I
course.
just like I have no idea. Like when I'm hitting wedges, from 30, 40, 50, 60 yards, I have a pretty good feel of what I need to do as far as like length of backswing, power, stuff like that to get the ball to go that far. But around the green, on the green, I'm a very visual person. Like just again, yeah, it's the perception around me, the depth of everything, the way the slopes move. Like you can't really tell a slope on a green on a simulator. So like I had some shots where I'm like, I thought that was pretty good, not realizing that, oh, it was like 3 feet below me. So the ball ran out 50 feet by the hole. I'm like, okay, like in real life, I wouldn't have hit the shot the way I hit it because I would see that.
Mm-hmm.
And then putting, yeah, I don't know, man. But hitting the
Yeah.
ball is usually okay. My ball striking is actually not that good. I need to get in practice more, to be
Yeah,
honest.
yeah, you just haven't been practicing. Yeah.
Yeah, I need to hit more balls. But yeah, it's mostly just around the green stuff. Again,
Yeah.
just being that depth perception, not being able to see it, not seeing the slopes, like it's just so difficult for me to know how to hit a shot.
Yeah. Yeah, that's an interesting thing because the way I play golf is like completely opposite, and depth perception in a simulator is just impossible to simulate, obviously. Because whatever they try and do with graphics, like I mean, the graphics these days are really, really good, but whatever they try and do with graphics and like the immersion of trying to like get you to feel like you're there, the screen is right there in front of your face still, and it's just hard to get that out of your head. Um, but the way I play golf is I just play numbers, outdoors and indoors. So going from outdoors to indoors really doesn't impact me too much at all. Like a 15-yard chip outside is a 15-yard chip inside, so I just take the same swing and then that's fine. Um, but the feel of that is yeah is completely gone. So if you're a field player, that's like impossible. Um,
See that's interesting to me because a 15-yard shot is very different for me than a 40-yard shot. A 40-yard shot, I'm really only playing that one way. It's a little more back the stance with either 60, 56, depending on wind and stuff, and just hitting that shot. But a 15-yard shot, I might be trying to hit that higher or lower. I might be hitting a 52 or a 60 and trying to run it or trying to fly it.
mhm.
Like that all becomes a very, very different like calculus in my brain as I'm trying to
Yeah,
figure out what shot to play because I don't have just a 15-yard shot because if like I said,
yeah.
15-yard shot could be played so many different ways.
It can, and I personally have put a lot of time into that because the better you get, the more different shots you need to have around the green. So when I was just like, it's 10 yards, I just need a 10 yard shot. Like eventually, that's just not good enough because sometimes you got to go lower, sometimes you got to get it up over something, whatever the case might be. So um, I put in a lot of work on getting those those types of measurements for like, okay, if I put the ball on my front foot and flip the face wide open and take a what normally would be a 15-yard swing, now how far does that go? And then that goes into a log. And then I'll take it and put it on my back foot and close the face. How far does that go? How far does that run out on a standard green? And then that goes into a log. And then all the math starts working once you get on a regular course, and now it's okay, I know what my baseline shot is. So if I have to go up and over, now I have to take X shot. And if the greens are running faster than normal, I have to understand that, so I take a little bit less of a number. If it's the slope is going away from me, I have to take a little bit less of a number. And then you do all the math to get you to the number that you want with where you're going to put the ball in your stance, and then execute swing, which is much different than you walking up to the ball and saying, I am visualizing this swing going fairly high up in the air and landing fairly soft so it rolls softly down this down slope. And both ways work because people use it both ways. I think it's much more popular to do it your way. Um, but
Honestly,
I could never figure it out. The feel thing never works for me.
yeah. Honestly, I would have no idea how to do it your way, and I probably just don't have the patience to do that either. Like to, because you have to go and you have to chart that, and
Yep,
that takes a lot of patience and effort.
it does.
Where I'm like, or I could just go and hit like 100 golf balls in the short game area and just mess around with these different types of shots. And like, well, what happens? I don't
Yep,
know. Let's find
yeah,
out.
yeah. It's the same with putting. I have a system that I can, for the most part, go back to close to 40 feet probably on like a standard, relatively sort of kind of fast green. Um, I could probably go back to 40 feet or so and be able to hit putts within 3 feet back to 40 feet. So I'm like, I'm a good putter because I have really good speed control. It just sometimes look like I'm a really dog shit putter because I don't always roll the close ones in. Hi Dan, Dan's
Yeah.
here.
What's up, Dan?
That is
Yeah.
a
I don't know.
it is
So
an interesting thing for me because you are a good putter because you roll putts in and you roll them in from goddamn everywhere. I have seen it with my own eyeballs. Um,
You've also seen me miss a lot of putts. Don't leave
well,
that out.
everybody misses
Yeah.
putts. But statistically speaking, I'm actually like a good putter. You just never really see me make a lot. It's mostly because I'm putting them from a little bit farther away, but I have really, really good speed control. I almost never three putt. Almost never.
Sounds like you need to be a better ball striker to me.
Working on that. Working on that. Working on that. We have
It's
talked about
fire.
this. We talked about this the last show about my driver situations. I've been working on some iron and wedge stuff too. I got a couple new feels there as well that I have been working a little bit.
Right. So speaking of new fields, that was something
Yes.
I was gonna talk about tonight. 'Cause I am curious about something in my own swing, and I'm not coaching myself, but what I'm curious about is my hand height and my hand depth. So my hand depth, I actually get decent depth. I'm right about to my feet on my foot line, close to my heels, midfoot, somewhere in there. But my hand height, I don't know if you can see it, but my hands get nearly above my head, and I feel like that height causes me to be a little more out to in because I have just the most hellish time trying to hit a draw. Like I can hit it if I really try, but it ends up being more of a pull hook because I just have to slam the face shut to hit the shot.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Um, but sometimes I think, especially as I get up into my long irons and hybrid 3 wood, that my hand height causing me to come out to in and being steeper makes it more difficult to hit my long irons because I do notice it
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
that sometimes I can just absolutely hood a 5 iron or a 4 iron and it goes 180 yards because I mean I'm sure the dynamic lofted impact is like 6. Like it's just not this is not a quality impact. So something I've been considering is should I work on just getting my hands a little bit lower and maybe a little bit more depth, but hands just a little lower. It doesn't have to go a lot lower. I'm talking about maybe an inch or two lower than where they are now. Just bring them down to then allow me to shallow out a little better, not come in quite as steep, and be able to attack the ball a little with a little more square uh, club path, or maybe even a little into out. But yeah, just try to get a little square and shallower, which will make it easier for me to hit long irons, if that makes sense. I don't know if that makes sense to Dan. If he's listening, feel free to chime in. Like something I'm thinking about in my swing.
It makes sense to me. Just visually in my brain, like I'm envisioning when your hands get fairly high, the like the natural reaction of your body is to one, you whether you notice or not, your brain notices that they're high, so immediately you pull down.
Mm-hmm.
The start is probably to pull down before you rotate around, and then the next situation which you just said in experience, it's down and then you're pulling across because you know you have to rotate as a good player. So now you're pulling down and left, so then that would to me would equal steep and out to in, which is
Mm-hmm.
exactly what you're saying.
Yeah, and
How to
it's
fix
not
that? I'm not a
terrible.
coach. I don't fucking know.
Yes.
I
Yeah,
don't.
and I'm not terribly out to in. I mean, we're talking about a couple of degrees, but a couple of degrees out to in, if that goes to let's say 5 degrees and my face is closed, now I have a horrible pull,
Right.
and that can be a nightmare, especially on approaches or even tee shots on tight holes. So just
Yeah.
something that I was thinking about today. I was actually just looking at my swing today in a video from the other week, and I was like, huh, I don't know why. Something just clicked with me there. I'm like, my hands are really, really high, and I'm struggling to hit a 4 iron. Is there a relation here?
Dan says you can either go deeper or create a loop slash reroute in transition. So like A loop or reroute would be like you make some type of motion to get get shallower on purpose. I think I think that's what he's saying.
Hmm.
Um, yeah, I don't know,
Yeah, okay. So
and
almost like from up here, like reroute down to here.
yeah,
Because at
it
this
would
point,
have to
when I get up here, like I'm pulling down and rotating, so I'm staying on plane, but it's still so steep that I have to come a
exactly.
little out to in to hit the shot.
Yeah, I think that's right. Yeah, yeah. So instead of like the pull down at the start, it's the reroute around to
Mhm.
get it to shallow it out a little bit. Yeah.
I think in my experience with the hand depth, because I feel like that might be an easier route to try to get to than try to figure out how to loop or reroute in transition.
Mm-hmm.
It's getting a little deeper. I mean, that's just get my hands up this way.
Right. Different weight shift or arm move, completely overdone. Think about Matt Wolf downswing. Yeah, I was actually thinking Matt Wolf as well, or like a Jim Furyk type of situation.
Okay, interesting.
So both of them reroute the club bigly, obviously.
Bigly, love it. Love the word.
Interesting, interesting. Yeah, it's I could imagine being like fairly steep with longer irons. It's uh like ball striking gets a little bit more tough, especially because you swing the club pretty fast. Um, and those of us that swing it faster have much less room for error in terms of club face and path and matching those up. A degree difference to us versus somebody that swings a little bit slower is a big deal with as long the longer the clubs get. Um, we can get offline much more quickly than others. So yeah,
Right.
yeah. I have the same issue trying to just tighten up the misses on those degrees or matching them up a little bit better because when they start getting bigger and you put a hybrid in my hand, that ball can get flying offline real quick.
Right. Yeah. The
Interesting,
one thing I'm
interesting.
conflicted about in making the change though is I do think part of why I'm a good wedge player is because I am a little steeper.
For for sure, 100%, 100%.
And I don't know, maybe it's like I almost have to think of like two different swings. I mean, a full wedge is not going to be as big a deal like as being steep with a partial wedge or something like that. But obviously, with a wedge, you can get away with being steep because there's so much loft. But once you get in those higher, the lower lofted clubs, it becomes a real issue.
Right. You can maybe play around with like ball position a little bit too. If you like go, do this in the sim before you try it on the course, of course. But if you put the ball like way far forward, your brain may just reroute the club on like without even knowing it because the ball is so forward. It's not going to let you drop the club into the ground because it your brain knows that it has to get up to like your front foot. You know what I'm talking about? So
Mhm.
that might make the swing kind of be a little bit more sweepy. Just in terms of your brain is saying I can't drop the club into the ground or I'm going to hit the ground and not the ball. You know, that's
Basically, I made
very
my
what's the is it Adam fucking God damn it, what's his
Adam
name?
Young.
Adam Young. Yeah, that's very Adam Youngish.
Yeah,
Just try and
basically,
do
my
something different. With just put the ball
yeah,
somewhere else. Put the club somewhere else. It's very Adam Youngish.
interesting thought.
I have no clue.
Yeah, because that might I think it might change like the swing arc,
Yeah,
right?
exactly, exactly,
Like the depth. The depth
exactly.
might be a little bit higher so that I don't dig into the ground too early, and then the low point will have to shift forward. Interesting. Yeah, I got some things I might play around with tomorrow. When I go to the
Love
gym
it,
tomorrow, I might just bring my clubs and hit some balls after I lift.
love it, love it. I have I have more updates for my swing. Would you like to hear about them?
Sure.
The 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 YouTube Golf Swing Chronicles. Uh, on Tuesday, so on Sunday actually, I played around indoors, of course. Uh, I shot 3 under, which is pretty good.
Oh,
Hit 70% of fairways and like 80% greens or something like that. I don't think in any of my career in uh indoor golf, outdoor golf, video game golf, I'm not sure I've ever hit like 70% of fairways. So the change has appears to have worked. Did I tell you last week what I was going to try to do? Um, and hopefully I was going to get to practice it before I played on Sunday, but that didn't end up happening. I put
I
more
can't remember.
weight. I put
Yeah.
more weight back on the back of
Oh, yeah,
the
that's right.
club.
Yeah, you did say that.
Just instantly added like 1,000 RPMs and got me like right into perfect zone.
Oh,
Insane,
crazy.
crazy, crazy. What just a small change to the drive. Like I can't feel the difference really. It's obviously there, but I mean I put probably 5 grams onto the very back, and just the launch went from 9 degrees to closer to like 11, and the spin went from like 12, 1300 on good ones to like 2200. And just the ball is just exploding. It's insane. And then on Tuesday, I went back just to hit balls, and it's here to stay. The driver swing's here to stay. I d- it's this. I'm ready to announce something actually. This may be the number one most impressive YouTube golf video swing change of all time. For how quickly it has been implemented and how much change it has been made in a positive direction.
That
I
is
may
a
I may have
bold
to
statement.
receive an award because we are very against YouTube golf instruction here. That's right? You would agree with
Yep.
that?
Yep. Yep.
Uh, in general, in our team opinion, YouTube golf instruction is very bad. But we're gonna take a win and run with it.
Hmm.
So
That's good. We were wondering if that was going to fix it, and it did.
it did. Uh, and now, well, the good news now, Mitch, is now that I've done all of that, tweaked the driver, we cut the shaft down, we changed the swing a little bit, we added weight, we took weight out, we did all these things. I think I'm gonna get fitted for a new driver in like the next couple weeks.
Yeah. QI4Ds are out.
I have heard, I have a list of drivers I think I want to try out based on extensive research.
Extensive.
Yes. Would you like to hear the list?
Yes, obviously.
One
We
moment.
only care about drivers on this show.
Driver number one, the JPX1 Select, the new Mizuno driver.
Hmm.
Solely because it looks really cool. That's it. It's the only reason I want to try it. Next, the Ping G430. Not the
The 430, not the
440K,
440.
not the 440K, the 430.
Okay.
Next, the Callaway Elite. It's not Elite because there's a Y in there, so it's Elite. Triple Diamond. That is not this year's Callaway, last year's Callaway. Next, the Titleist GT3, which just went on discount yesterday. And then I'm also considering a Cobra driver, but I haven't decided yet.
Mhm.
Those are my 5 that I'm going to test out. No TaylorMade. No QID 75, whatever the hell it is.
Interesting. Yeah.
Extensive
So
research.
the Titleist went down or went on sale.
Yeah, just like 2 days ago, all of the GT models went on sale, which indicates that they have a new model coming in like
Oh yeah,
soon.
they need to sell their stock down.
Yeah, which is strange because their releases aren't like normal release time.
Yeah, they're usually like 18 months, not 12
Yeah,
months like everyone else.
yeah. So it's a little strange that they're dumping on a new driver now, but especially because the GT2 and GT3 like wildly successful. I think. I mean, our friend Jake got fitted into a GT3 recently. Jake Weaver.
Oh yeah,
Um,
He couldn't wait for them to go on sale. Had to do it early.
oh, Dan says shush. Why are we shushing? Is it
What are we
bad?
shushing
We don't
about?
want to. We don't want people to know.
We need everyone to know.
I was DMing with Jake yesterday, and
Mhm.
I confess that I have never, other than Vokey wedges, which is like you just kind of have to. I have never swung a Titleist club, uh, because I think they're ugly.
Yeah,
Eh,
so I'm not gonna lie, I did go to Shields. Was it last weekend? And I hit some I hit some clubs. I did hit the GT3 and the GT4. I gotta say, I did not like the way the head looked. I I, I don't know why. They feel good when you hit them good. I don't know if it was just the way that it was set up, but it felt like the toe was super far upright and that the heel was extremely small. Like
mm,
I could just miss the ball completely.
interesting. Interesting.
I don't know. That was the perception that I got when I was looking at it. And then like the back part of the club almost felt like really I don't even know how like a half circle. Like more like a C than some are kind of like a not necessarily a C, but more like an oval C.
Right. Yes.
Yeah, if you know what I'm saying.
Yep.
Um, but yeah, I don't know. It just it didn't meet my eye well.
Interesting. Interesting.
I still might give it a shot if I can. I might go to a fitter and see what it looks like. Because the guy who was in there just allowing me to hit, he was not a fitter. He's just a guy that
You're
was
just letting
working
you
the golf.
whack balls around.
Yeah.
Interesting.
But
Yeah.
I would be interested to see what it would look like if I got properly fit there.
Yeah.
If it changed the perception at all.
Yeah. Interesting. Yeah. I just hate like their colorways suck. Everything like when I just look at a Titleist club, it just looks boring. Um, which is a weird take from me as a person who always says looks and feel do not make the ball go straight or far. Which is true.
It is true, but the way a club looks, I've said this before and I'll say it a million times more. The way a club looks when you present it to the golf ball matters. It's not going to change your swing. It's not necessarily going to change the outcome. But if the way you're looking at it doesn't make sense to you, I don't know how you could hit good shots consistently. Like it
It's
just
fair.
has to look. It has to meet the eye right.
That is fair. I'd agree. Uh, so also when I told Jake that, he was like, "That's a hot take, dude." And then I was like, just keep this in mind. My wedges are bright blue. I used to have a completely blacked out set of irons, and my driver shaft is bright green. So,
Yeah, you are weird, which is fine.
and
But
my putter is the size of
your
a
putter's this fucking big. Like I
it's
don't know
the it's the
if I'm being on the
size of
screen.
a
It's this
Mac.
big.
It's the size of a
Outside the screen.
MacBook, and it's also bright blue.
Yeah, I like you can't just hit stuff with a freaking textbook, dude. You can't hit a golf ball with a textbook. Everyone knows that.
Yeah. Anyways, so yeah, my eye for clubs is much different than other people, but I'm gonna give the GT3 a chance. So
I will also give it a chance. Not saying no, I'm just saying I just first glance didn't really like the way it looked.
yeah, fair.
Um,
What else
so
we
anyway,
got?
so the other thing of what this specific episode is about, if anyone has made it this far, because we've been mumbling about other random shit here,
We're pretty good at that.
is what is a good golfer? I just threw this out into Twitter about 4 hours ago, and boy, do people have opinions about what a good
Yeah,
golfer
I
is.
saw that. I saw that. I
And
gave
it's
my
such a
opinion.
wide variety too.
I made sure to
I
give my opinion for the
Yeah,
algorithm.
you know, it's so weird because I've said it before, and I do think this is true. Is that good? No matter what it is, if we're talking about golf or anything else, it's subjective. It is a subjective thing that um, only you can say for yourself of what is good, right? And good for most people generally means somebody who is better than them at that thing. If you are better than them at that thing, then you are good and they are just okay. So, what does that mean exactly? I don't know. You might have a 30 handicap who says a 15 handicap is a good golfer. But then we also have to qualify good in the realms of what is good compared to everyone, because that's the closest definition you can really get. And a 15 handicap is going to be pretty average. I mean, the USGA, of everyone who keeps their handicaps in the USGA, of all males, like 14 is right around average. Now, I realize that there's millions of other people who play golf don't keep a handicap in with the USGA. Honestly, most of those people are probably above a 15, the vast majority. So I
Maybe.
think that, yeah. Well, actually, I saw
I
on
don't know how
Grin
true that
too.
is.
Yeah, well, I
People
did.
do
Yeah,
say that because it kind of makes sense, but I'm not certain.
yeah. Well, I will say this too because I did look up Grin stats too because theirs are out there and their average on their app is 13.2.
Yeah.
So we could probably reasonably assume that the average is right around 14,
Yeah,
between
I
13
think
and
so.
15.
Yeah.
Yeah. And in my opinion, I think to even be in the conversation of good, you have to be in the top quintile. So the top 20% of all golfers. Like, if you are not there, like, that's where we have to start having the conversation of what is good. And then you can break it out into what is good within that category. But if you're not in the top 20% of all golfers, how could you consider yourself good? Like everything else, you're just kind of average. You're slightly above average, average, below average, and just bad.
I would agree with that. And that's kind of where I got my number from. The number I gave you was 10. And I don't know if that falls in the top 20% or not. I didn't do the math. But the way I got there was kind of did what you did. I'm assuming 14, 15, 16, 17, somewhere around there is like about average golfer. Um, so give or take a few on either side of that got me to like 10 is probably where I feel like it would start, where like good is maybe like 11 or 12, but saying 11 or 12 doesn't sound as good as 10. So I rounded a little bit. But yeah, what you said at the beginning of that is pretty much the issue there, and why your responses were so crazy, because everybody has their own personal perception of what good is to their eyeball.
Mm-hmm.
So like a good golfer, I barely ever see like even people around our age or our not our age, our skill level. If you were to ask a lot of people at our skill level, do you think you're a good golfer? They would probably say no, because they see better. So then they see better, so they feel average. So a 3 handicap sees a plus 2 and is like, that's good. I'm not very good now.
Mm-hmm.
So now you think you're average or not good. So now your scale has been skewed down to now you have to be a 0 to be good. Whereas like a 10 handicap, for example, is like, I've seen a 5 play and five's good, but I don't think I'm very good as a 10. Or a 30 is like, I'm not good as a 30, but a 20 is pretty good. And it's just like, it's all scaled based on your eye, how you see golf being played yourself, and then what's better than. you,
Hmm.
basically. So yeah, it's all that's why you got so many wide ranges, I think. Dan chimed in by the way and said golfers don't keep score are not good. General average is somewhere close to 20 handicap. Makes sense.
Yeah,
Makes sense.
I'm gonna go
Yeah,
with that.
I think it definitely would skew higher for people that don't have handicaps. But the gin database is very big. Like it's a solid it's a solid size
I mean,
of the group.
there's millions of data points
Sample
there to
size
make a
is
general number, right?
yeah.
Uh,
The
the
number
number
the PGA has kept is close to 25.
25. If 25 is the average hit, that's so bad. No,
That's, uh,
no
wait,
wonder it takes
is that
5.5 hours to play golf at public courses.
is that for men and women combined? We're just talking men, by the way, right?
Yeah,
Like
this is just men. I'm only looking at
women
male numbers.
women handicaps are higher on average.
Right. So then, like, okay, so then if we take just the top quintile, the top 20%, where does that leave us?
Hmm.
Let me see if I can pull this up. 1 second. I had this earlier. Where'd it go? I'll find it again.
Are you trying to do math
So,
right now?
no, so I had an article pulled up that had like this one says the cumulative of men, so of right around that top 20% would be right around just below an 8. So just below an 8 handicap would get you in the top 20% of all men who have a handicap with the USGA.
Okay. Okay. Yeah, and then if you skew that up just a little bit,
Mhm.
knowing not everybody has one. All right, so
Yeah.
you know what that tells me? That tells me that I guessed perfectly and I'm the smartest.
Yeah. But then if you want to go, top 10%, you're looking closer to a just under a 6, or yeah, sorry, right around a 5, maybe like a 5.3 or something like that. 5.5. Top 5%, you're getting closer to like a 2.4, and top 1% is a +1 or better.
Yes. Yep. I think I've seen that before. Yeah,
Yeah.
well, I guess it's a personal thing again, but it always amazes me the scratch golfers, the pluses. You can ask them if they think they're good at golf, and they usually will say no. And it's like,
Yeah, I'm
well,
not very good at golf. Like, I think, what did I get down to last year? Like a +1.3 or something like
yeah,
that. I don't know. I've played with some really good golfers last year. I'm not very good. Like, if I get on a heater, I can play really really good golf. I mean, I had a round last year where I had 7 birdies and an eagle. I also had a double, a triple, and like 5 bogeys. It was it was a very roller coaster day. Like, I can play good golf. It's just not like it's really hard to play consistently good golf and shoot low scores. Like, the number of people on the planet that can do that, like shoot below or sorry, shoot under par on a regular basis, is extremely low. And
extremely low.
I saw somebody in my comments, I think it was a bow tied golfer, so one of those
One of my
anonymous
favorites.
accounts where you probably just blocked him like a year ago. But he
He
said
might be
ability
muted.
to shoot under par. So I mean, his qualifications for good golfer would be probably what, the top 1.5% of all golfers on the planet.
Say that again. Just the ability to shoot under par,
Ability to shoot under par or like half shot under
just
par.
like one time.
That's what I think. Like, Yeah, so if you can shoot under par, you are
See,
a
now
good.
that's interesting because, like, obviously, the closer you get to zero, and obviously the plus golfers, it's obvious, but closer you get to zero, the better chance you have to do that. However, a a 110 handicap may have the chance to do that, may have the abilities to do that, and just their score ranges are so wide, and that's why they're a 10, versus a different 10 where they do not have the scoring ability to get to under par, but their scoring window is smaller, so that's how they get to a 10. That's where that comment gets interesting because I said it in my response to your tweet. I said that not all 10 handicaps are the same. Like for me, for example, my scoring range is very, very wide. I can shoot under par tomorrow and I can shoot 90 the next day, and that is not an exaggeration. And there are other three handicaps where they can shoot under par tomorrow, but like they're not gonna shoot higher than like 80. Their
Mhm.
their window is much smaller than mine. Uh,
So
so that's what I think that response is interesting, just because
yeah, because
yeah,
what's
it's
interesting
hard to
about
qualify that.
right, because so last year for me, just looking back at my uh gin here, I mean my highest score was an 84, my lowest score was a 69 with an average of 76.4. I mean, I got to a scratch last year to a zero handicap, did not shoot under par, not one time.
Exactly. Yep.
I ended up shooting under par, I think, three times last year, maybe four. I can't remember. Like that didn't happen until August,
Right.
and I got to a zero before that.
Right. Exactly.
Like,
And
so
that's
how can
exactly what
you
I'm saying.
qualify
Yeah. Exactly what I'm saying. Because I haven't hit zero on the dot, but my low is point 0.5. So I mean, that's damn near close. And I have shot under par many times.
that? Mhm.
So it's yeah,
Well,
it's
and what if the only course you ever play is Kauai Ocean Course
right.
from the and you shoot even par or like between even and two over, you're going to be a +5 handicap
For sure.
and
For
never
sure.
shoot under par,
For
not a
sure.
single time.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, that's a good point too. The where you play and how you play it is yeah, that matters too. Yeah.
Yeah, I just thought some of these were very, very interesting. A very wide gap. I would say that I think the vast majority of comments were somewhere in the single digits or like being able to shoot below 80 on a fairly consistent level would be a good golfer.
Yeah.
Um, I think that feels about right somewhere in
Yeah.
there. That's
Yeah.
going to get you into that top, what, 7% of all golfers somewhere in there.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean it feels kind of right on line with kind of what you said and yeah, like single digits, like a 10 at the max for me. Yeah. Oh, I missed one from Dan. 25 isn't good. True. Years in the business, I could see that a 12 to 14 is generally decent if they count all their strokes. That's another piece of this. What whether people count strokes right or not. I'm fairly convinced
So
that there's a very, 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 very small percent of people who, even if they think their handicap is right, their handicap is a vanity cap because they don't keep score correctly. So now we might have to skew it. We might have to skew it back down because people are cheaters. You know.
no, like because I mean, all you're really gonna do is you're just gonna shift the whole bell curve slightly to the right. It's not really gonna change the dispersion of that bell curve all that much. there will be a lot of people who will change where they're at in that bell curve, but the bell curve will generally stay. It's not going to move a
I agree.
ton.
I
You're,
agree.
you're going to move it what, 2 points over, whatever, man. Like
I agree. I agree. Yeah. But that is a funny note.
it's yeah. I mean, how many times has somebody posted a score where they gave themselves a 2 foot gimme, just didn't even put it out? I mean, I know I've done it. I've I mean,
Everybody's done it. If you try and tell us that you have never picked up a 2 footer in a counting score in your handicap, you are the biggest liar on this planet.
I mean, and we probably should put them all out because I will say
Of course you
during my
should.
club championship last year, I did miss a 1 footer. I missed a 1 footer. I have no idea what happened. And honestly, after watching some of Bryson DeChambeau's YouTube videos, he said he always cleans his ball, always, even on a 1 footer. He will
Yep.
clean his ball because he's like, he said, I have seen people hit a sand grain on their ball and it shoots off in a random direction. And I'm convinced that's what happened to my ball with that 1 footer because I stood over it. I'm like, this is good. Hit it, just went straight left of the hole. I'm like, okay, I, I guess I missed.
I mean,
But
pros do it. Pros miss the
yeah,
real short ones. That I not. I almost said all the time, not all the time,
I
but
didn't even lift it up. I didn't even hit the hole. Did not hit the
that's
hole from
that's
1 foot.
really hard to do.
Yes.
That's really hard to do.
No idea what happened. I'm just going to convince myself that it was grains of sand that shot my ball to the left. That's what I'm telling myself.
Or maybe you need a broomstick putter, and then it would be impossible for that to
Nope.
happen.
Nope. Do not cater to Dan. Do not let him put that witchcraft on anyone. No broomsticks.
Okay.
Shooting, shooting shots
Okay,
at Dan.
we are officially a no broomstick podcast. Got it. We're okay with MacBooks that are bright blue. We are
Well,
officially against the broomstick.
we might turn into a hating lab golf podcast too.
True, I may be switching. We've talked about that for a while though.
Gonna make the switch.
Maybe. I haven't went to get it fitted or test. Well, I've done a little testing, but I haven't went to get it fitted or purchased. I haven't purchased either. I think I'm gonna get a driver first.
Dan's on the right track. He does already hate lab, but he thinks the broomstick's coming back hard in 2026. I don't know.
Interesting,
I don't know
interesting.
how I feel about it.
Why is it that uh, I'm gonna say why is it that all coaches that I've talked to or heard from, which is approximately three. So that's a big enough sample size for me to lump all coaches together, all thousands and thousands of them
Yeah,
out of three opinions. Why do they all hate lab?
because they're stupid.
Oh, he said surprise us with his putter.
Oh, so
No
he's
longer a
learning.
broom?
He dropping the broom? Uh-oh. Uh-oh.
Mmm. How the tables have turned.
But anyway, yeah, you should get a driver first. Honestly, so I did see somebody post something a while back that's like I somebody was just like I don't understand why anyone spends a lot of money on putters. Is like $100 or $200 putter. It's a flat stick. Like it's gonna do
Yeah.
the same
Yeah.
thing as your
Yeah.
$700 putter.
Yeah.
Why are you spending so much damn money on a putter?
Yeah. I
Honestly,
think for a lot of people
I think
it's a collection item. I think they're collection
oh
items.
yeah, I would say if there's any club in the bag that is collected, it is putters.
Yeah, for sure.
People trade in irons, trade in drivers, 3 woods, whatever. Wedges get worn down. You just kind of like put them in an old bag and pull them out just for fun every now and then. But yeah, putters, people collect them.
Yeah, and they love to talk about it too.
Mhm.
The people that have the most putters collected just can never stop talking about how many putters they have. You ever notice that?
Yeah,
Not
I
not
love them.
not calling out anybody's in particular, but I'm interested to see Dan's putter
Well, we'll see Dan probably what, May?
in May. Hopefully. We don't have our cool group chat anymore for our secret golf outing. I have no clue if we're supposed to keep it secret anymore or not. We were supposed to last year, but we had that cool group chat last year where we kind of knew who was all kind of doing the thing. No group chat this time, so I have no clue about anything. I just know that uh I'm invited,
Yep.
and I think you're invited.
I did get invited this time,
Okay,
unlike last.
good. For sure, May. Okay,
Okay.
perfect. That's good. Good, good, good.
All right.
Good. Glad to hear it. Glad to hear it.
Good deal. Good deal.
I'm hoping to make that a little longer trip this time, by the way.
Yeah,
Maybe
we should
maybe
like
a Friday
go
to
for like
Sunday.
a couple of days and hit up some other courses.
Yeah.
We know people down there in Iowa. We could probably
Yeah.
play around.
Yeah, I think we can make it happen.
Mhm.
Had a brand new baby last year though, so that's kind of hard.
Yeah, that does change some things.
So it might be a little different this time. Yeah.
But anyway, we should start wrapping this up.
Fine. All
It's
right.
right about that time. We,
Fine.
we talked about a lot tonight. We talked about a swing change that maybe I should make.
Yeah.
I will report back on that because I am very curious to see what happens. I'm gonna have to find us and get into a sim and hit some balls. Um, but yeah, and then we got talked about what is it to be a good golfer, which is honestly varies a lot. A lot of opinions out there, but I think we landed on somewhere mid single digits. Somewhere in there is where most people would say a good golfer is. But
Mm-hmm.
next week, I don't know what we're going to be talking about.
Me either.
We'll be talking about something though,
We will.
or we'll just make it up as we go. I don't know.
We've been good at that, especially after we said we were going to try and be more structured. We've been really good at making things up as we go.
Yes, that's what this podcast is about: making up bullshit.
Yes.
Love
Yes.
it.
Exactly.
But anyway, thanks everyone for hanging out tonight. We appreciate you. Make sure you like, subscribe, comment, share us on X. Go to our YouTube channel, subscribe to that. Even if you don't watch on YouTube, that's fine. Just go hit subscribe.
Yeah.
It's good for the algorithm. It's good for us as we continue to look for ways to just continue to grow this amateur golf podcast and grow this community.
Yeah.
Hang
Leave
out with
some
more.
negative comments too.
Hey, negative comments are just as good for the algorithm
They are.
as they are good comments.
They
So
are.
if you hate us, just you just go say that. You say
Yes.
you hate us.
Yes.
Do it. I dare you.
With authority.
All right. Anyway, on that note, we will see you all next Thursday. Barring my schedule, I don't know if I have a work thing. I don't
Oh,
think I do, but we'll verify.
okay.
But we will be
Good.
back next Thursday, 8 p.m. Central Normal Time. That's all I got.
Okay, goodbye.